Welcome to week 4 of the King of Football. I'm the King of Football. I know all, I tell all. I'm always watching, and I'm always gambling on football. And each week I'm going to bring you 5 games that you absolutely have to bet on to increase your bankroll. So when you're in the club, you can flaunt and you can taunt with that paper in your pocket. Let's bring in my counterpart, Coach Harvey Ward Van Allen. Last week the coach went 2-3. His record on the year is 3-11. The King went 3-2. His record is 11-3. Coach is pissed. He's trying to get back on track. He's got to catch up with the King. And we'll start off game 1, the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Man, does Houston suck. Indy, with the return of Andrew Luck, have been showing everybody they are a legit team. And he's been firing that ball all over the field, and their D's playing good. However, I do not see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans going 0-4. Put your money on Houston to go into Indy and win the game. Take Houston plus 1.5. Coach?
Put your money on the Colts. I was pretty hyped on Houston. Thought they were going to turn it around a little bit last week. They absolutely did not. Deshaun Watson has been sacked 10 times this season. Indy's defense is averaging about 3.5 sacks a game. I just don't see Houston rolling into Indy with the fire they have behind them and turning their season around at Lucas Oil Stadium. Put your money on the Colts and take your money home.
Coach has the Colts minus 1.5 in Indy. The King has Houston on the road plus 1.5. Game 2, the New Orleans Saints at the New York Giants. The Saints just won a barn burner last week in Atlanta. Drew Brees looked incredible. That offense looked really good. They had to come back in that game, but their D is really bad. That's why I'm putting my money on the Giants with Saquon Barkley, who is absolutely unbelievable. Eli will get the ball to Odell. They'll have a really good game. Put your money on the Giants at home plus 3.5. Coach?
It's a stretch, but I'm putting my money on the Saints. Drew Brees is on fire, and he seems to only get better every week after week. He's chasing the all-time passing yards record, and I think he's going to pass it this year. Look for him to go into New York, light it up again. I know New York's defense is a lot tougher than that Falcons defense, but I think New Orleans has really sparked on something. The running game's coming around. Put your money on New Orleans. Take your money home.
Coach has the Hoot at minus 3.5 on the road. The King has the Giants plus 3.5 at home. Game 3, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons just blew one last week against division rival Saints, and they're really upset. The Falcons have a really good offense. Their defense has not quite come together. The Bengals are much better than everyone thought they would be this year. However, I don't think they're that good, and the coach has a history of betting on the Red Rider. He usually loses. Take the Falcons minus 5 at home. Coach?
The King is correct. I usually lose when Cincinnati's in the game. But I put my money on the Bengals this weekend. Atlanta hardly ever covers at home. Their defense is riddled with injuries. Look for Cincinnati to put the ball in the air, put enough points on the board to keep it within 3. Take the 5 points, put your money on the Bengals, and take your money home.
Coach has the Bengals plus 5 on the road. The King has the Falcons minus 5 at home. Game 4, the New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are completely unpredictable. They blow out the Patriots, and then they lose 9-6 to Tennessee. Unbelievable. However, Sam Darnold, the rookie quarterback for the Jets, he's played very well this year so far, is not going to go into Jacksonville against the number 2 defense in the league and beat this team. It's going to be a blowout. Put your money on Jacksonville minus 7.5. Coach?
I think there's enough tape out there on Sam Darnold that people have figured him out more than they had at the beginning of the season. But I do think he's headstrong. I think he'll figure it out and come back around and play well enough in Jacksonville to keep it within 7.5. Look for the Jets to rebound this week. Keep it tight in Jacksonville. Put your money on the Jets.
Coach has the Jets on the road plus 7.5. The King has Jacksonville at home minus 7.5. Game 5, the Cleveland Browns at the Oakland Raiders. If I was a Raiders fan, I would absolutely be calling for John Gruden's job. 0-3 is unacceptable and pathetic. The Browns won a game. Baker Mayfield, he's now the starter. Cleveland is electrified by the first-round draft pick, but he is not going to go into Oakland and win this game or even cover. The Raiders will blow out Cleveland. Mark my words. The Raiders will blow out Cleveland. Put your money on the Raiders minus 3 at home. Coach?
The Raiders will absolutely not blow out Cleveland. The Browns D has been playing extremely well. Derek Carr and Gruden are not clicking like everybody thought they were going to. The Raiders are stumbling. They can feel the pressure. It's making it even worse. The lid is off the jar in Cleveland. Usually when teams struggle for a long time, all of a sudden they pop that cherry. They're on. Put your money on the Browns and Baker Mayfield to keep it going strong.
Coach has the pop cherry from Baker Mayfield, +3 in Alameda. The King has the Raiders -3. And now it's time for our lead pipe lock of the week. Last week, the coach hit his lead pipe. The King did not. The coach is 1-2 on the season. The King is 0-3. So for all you King of Football fans, I would not take my advice on the lead pipe. The other games, you can take it. Lead pipe lock of the week. This week, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to go into dog shit Tennessee and beat Tennessee by more than 4 points. Carson Wentz is back. The Eagles are hot. They're the Super Bowl champions. They're going to start playing really good right now, and they're going to be in the NFC Championship with the Rams. Put your money on Philadelphia, lead pipe, -4 in Tennessee. Coach?
My lead pipe lock of the week, the over on the Falcons-Bengals game. 52 points. Are you kidding me? These offenses put the ball in the air. They will be running it up and down the field like crazy. Both of them's defense is mediocre, and Atlanta's defense is riddled with injuries. Look for it to be over 60. Put your money on the over, 52, Atlanta, Cincy, and take your money home.
Coach has the Falcons-Bengals over 52 in Atlanta. The King has the Philadelphia Eagles -4 on the road in Tennessee. That concludes another broadcast. Week 4, the King of Football. I'm the King of Football. I know all, I tell all. I'm always watching, and I'm always gambling on football. Coach.
Yo!